All right, welcome everybody to our class. And in this class, we are going to be talking about simultaneous equation. Simultaneous equation. You know, in the last class, we talked about in our last math class, we talked about substitution method. If you have not watched substitution method, please, I will advise you pause the video. If you don't know substitution method, pause the video and go back to our previous video on mathematics titled substitution method, right? So the link for that video is below, is at the description, so just check it. You will see the link to substitution method. Now we are going to be learning elimination method, because there are two methods involved in solving simultaneous equation. The first one is substitution method, which we have explained to detail in our last class. And in this class, we are going to be explaining elimination method. And when we explain elimination method, we will also combine elimination method and substitution method together because they work together. But first of all, we focus on elimination method first. Then we do what? Talk about substitution method. So what is elimination method? What is elimination method? In elimination method of solving simultaneous equation, we have two variables. Let us say x and y in the equations, in the two equations, right? Now, our purpose using this elimination method is to eliminate one, like remove one variable. If I like, I can remove y from the variable so that everything becomes a simple linear equation involving one variable. Are you getting it? So if I remove y, I now have x involved only in the equation. Then I cannot solve it in a simple way. Or I remove x. Are you getting it? So elimination method is a process of eliminating one of the variables so that the equation contains an equation having what? One variable, not two variables again. Now let us take an example, a simple example. Let's start with a simple example. Now, the example I will give, we explain the step involved. So first of all, let's say we have 2x plus, like example 1. Let's say we have 2x plus y equal to 1. Then I have x plus y equal to 2. Now this is a simultaneous equation, right? This is equation 1. I can call this equation 1, and this will be my equation 2, right? Now if I want to solve this using elimination method, how will I solve this? If I want to solve this using elimination method, what will I do? Let me clean this exam back so that it doesn't look confusing. The first step, are you getting it? Is to choose which variable you want to eliminate. Select the variable you want to eliminate. It is your choice. I can decide to eliminate x, or I can decide to eliminate y. Now listen very carefully. If you are eliminating x, that means you are getting the answer for y. And if you are eliminating y, that means you are going to work with x to get the answer, right? Now, let's say I want to eliminate y. So my choice is y. Now, if I want to eliminate y from this equation, I have two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. How will I eliminate y? First of all, make sure the coefficient of y in equation 1 and equation 2 are equal. Listen very carefully. After step 1, after selecting the variable you want to eliminate, step 2, make sure the coefficient of the variable in the two equations are what? The same. So in this case now, the coefficient of y which I want to eliminate is 1 because there is an invisible one here, right? Now, is that coefficient also the same in equation 2? Yes, it is 1. Now, what if they are not the same? Don't worry, the next example will talk about something like that. Now, since the coefficients are the same, there is no problem. There is no problem. If they are not the same, we will explain that in the next example. Now, step 3, add a sign such that when you add them together, when you add the variable you want to eliminate together, it will become 0. Now, this is plus, right? If I add y and y together, since they are plus, what will happen? It won't be 0. Plus y will give me what? 2y. So I discovered that my problem is not solved. Now, assuming there is minus here, imagine there is minus here, right? Plus y, now this is plus y, minus y, what will it be? 0, right? So I discovered that what I need to make this elimination successful is adding minus to any of the equation. If I like, I can add minus here, I can add minus here. I am still correct. But remember, when you are adding minus to the equation, it will multiply through, right? So what will I do? I will multiply this equation by minus. That becomes minus, right? When I multiply this place by minus, what will happen? Everything here now becomes 2x plus y. Now, when I multiply this by minus, remember why we are multiplying it by minus? So that when it affects this y, everything can cancel out. Minus times s is what? Minus x. Minus times plus y becomes what? Minus y. Equal to minus times 2 is what? Minus 2. Are you getting it? Now, since we have succeeded in adding minus to the equation, we now add equation 1 and 2 together. This is the step involved. Now, minus 2x, sorry, this is plus 2x, right? There is no minus here. 2x minus x. I have 2x, removing one x. 2x minus x is what? X, right? So this, it becomes x. Now, this is y. This is minus y. This is what we wanted to achieve, and we have achieved it. Y minus y is what? 0. So this becomes what? 0. So I can if I like, I can put plus 0, anyone, but all the same becomes 0. Equal to 1 minus 2 is what? Minus 1. So you discover that this equation will have x is equal to minus 1. So we have gotten the answer for x, right? Now, let us solve for y. If we want to solve for y, that means x is equal to minus 1. Let's solve for y now. Now, I told you, if we want to solve for y now, what do? We are going to eliminate x, right? Now, what is the first step? The second step I said is, are the coefficients of the variable in equation 1 and 2 equal? Now, in this case, now we have x, yeah, and we have 2x, yes. It therefore means that the coefficient of x is not equal, right? The coefficient of x, yeah, now, this is 2x, this is what? This is what? X, they are not equal. So what do? We multiply through by what? By 2, is it not? So when we multiply through by 2, so that this coefficient of x will be equal to this, we multiply through by 2. When we multiply through by 2, what we have here now becomes, remember this is normal, 2x plus y is equal to 1. Then 2 times this become what? 2x, right? We already have plus. 2 times y is what? 2y. Is it not? Then 2 times 2 is equal to what? 4. Now we now discover that the coefficients are equal. We have 2x here and we have 2x here. Then next we look for the sign. We check the sign, right? Now the sign here now, it is in a way such that if I add them together, x will not give me 0, because this is plus 2x and this is plus 2s, and plus 2s plus 2s, when you add them together, it will give me 4x. That means s is not eliminated. So what will I do? I will need to multiply this by minus, because if I multiply this by minus 2s plus x will give me what? 0. So I will multiply this by minus. So if I multiply this by minus, what happens? I have something like this. Remember, our upper equation still remains the same. Now, minus times 2s is what? Minus 2x. Minus times 2y is what? Minus 2y. Not plus again, minus 2y. Minus times 4 is what? Minus 4. What will I do? I add them together. Now, 2s minus 2s is what? 0. Then y minus 2y is what? Is equal to minus y. Minus y equal to 1 minus 4 is equal to what? Minus 3. So from here we have minus y equal to minus 3. Then minus cancel minus, we have y equal to 3. So we discovered that the solution to this equation right now is x equal to, I think our first answer was minus 1, and y equal to what? 3. Alright, now there is a method I want to introduce. That is what we call simultaneous and elimination method. That method, after solving for 1, you don't need to do your elimination again. What you just need to do is to substitute into any of the variable. For example, recall that we have gotten x. In the first place, we got x, right? In the first time. So that's the answer. So let me explain what I want to explain. Remember, the first time we got x to be equal to what? Minus 1, right? Now, I don't need to do elimination method again to get y. That is a long process. What will I do? I just need to substitute this s to any of the equation. If I like, I can put it in equation 1 or equation 2. So let me put it in equation 1. Now, equation 1 is what? 2x. Now, I've gotten x to be minus 1. This becomes 2 bracket minus 1 plus y equal to 1. Right? 2 times minus 1 is what? Minus 2 plus y equal to 1. If you have not learned how to solve simple linear equation, refer back to our previous video. We talked about this. So make y the subject of formula. Y becomes, when minus 2 crosses to the other side, so that y will stand alone here, it becomes, this sign will change to positive. This becomes 1. When this goes to this side, it becomes what? Plus 2. Right? Y now becomes 1 plus 2 is what? 3. So you discover that I also get the same answer easily without using elimination. So I just need to use elimination for one, then substitute for the other. Or I can substitute to this equation. I will still get the same thing. If I substitute to this, it becomes, remember my x is minus 1 plus y equal to 2. Minus 1 crosses to the other side. Y becomes 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Right? So we discovered that this method is very easy. Right? Now, I'll give you some time to study it. Then we go to our next question. Alright, now this is an example 2, a Jamb question 1979. Now let's look at this question. It says solve the simultaneous linear equation 2x plus 5y equal to 11 equation 1 and 7x plus 4y equal to 2 equation 2. Now how do you solve this type of equation? Now remember, this is an OBJ exam and you have less time. So we use our method, right? Elimination and substitution method together. Now, in using elimination method, I just need to eliminate one, then substitute for the other one. Now, let's check what is the first step in elimination method. I select what I want to eliminate. So in this case now, what do we eliminate? Should we eliminate x or y? Okay, let me say x. Let us eliminate x. Now, in eliminating x, let me look for the variable. Is the variable of x in equation 1, in the coefficient of x in equation 1 and equation 2 equal? No, because here we have 2x and here we have 7. So what do? We have to make it equal, right? Now, Listen very carefully because this is different from the others. If we multiply this place by, what should we multiply this place with to make it equal to 7? We discover that this is an odd number, right? Assuming this place is something like 8, for example, if this is 8x, okay, so we would have multiplied equation 2 by 4. So if we would have multiplied equation 1 by 4. So if we multiply this place by 4, automatically this will become 8x. Everything will be the same. But since this is 7, it won't work like that. So that will give us, that will lead us to a method where we multiply, we do what we call cross multiplication of coefficient. What does it mean? I will need to multiply equation 2 by the coefficient of equation 1, and I multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of what? Equation 2. This is only necessary where we have odd and even number. Take note, when we have odd and even number, we do cross multiplication, right? So in this case now, multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of s in equation 2. So multiply equation 1 by the coefficient of s in equation 2, which is 7 by 7, and equation 2 by the coefficient of s in equation 1, which is what? 2, right? So this means that 2 multiplied by this place and 7 multiplied by this equation. This only happens when they are odd and what? Even numbers. Are you getting it? So let's continue. 7 multiplied by 2 becomes what? 7 times 2, 14x. 7 times 5 is what? 35y. 7 times 11 is what? 77. Right? 2 times 7x is what? 14s. Now you discover that now what? They are what? Equal, right? That's our main aim. 2 times 4y is what? 8y, equal to 2 times 2 is what? 2 times 2 is what? 4. Now what do? We can now subtract. So we discover that this place is plus and this place is plus. If we add them together, we won't eliminate anything. So let us add minus to it. So when we add minus to this side, automatically this becomes what? When we add minus to this side, this becomes minus times 14 is what? Minus 14, right? Sorry, minus times 14 is what? Minus 14. Minus times 8 becomes what? Minus 8. And minus times 4 becomes what? Minus 4. I don't want to rewrite it, so this is what happens. So minus 14 plus 14 minus 14 is what? 0, right? Minus 35, sorry, plus 35 minus 8 is what? 27. 77 minus 4 is what? 73. Right? So from here we have y to be, we have 27y to be equal to 73. So make y subject of formula, y becomes 73 over 27, right? That's 73 over 27. Now I told you that in this case now we don't need to do elimination again. All we just need to do is to substitute this answer into any of the equation to get x, right? Alright, now since we have gotten y as 73 over 27, we just need to substitute the value of y in any of this equation, right? In any of what? This equation, equation 1 and equation 2, to get the value of x. So let us substitute it in equation 1. So this becomes 7. We don't know the value of x, that's what we are solving for. 7x plus 4. Now, instead of me writing y here, I replace it with what? The answer. That is what? 73 over 27 equal to 2. Any complaint? All right. Now, this becomes 7x plus 4 times 73 is what? 292. That becomes over 27 is equal to 2. Right? Now, this is what we are solving for. X is what we are solving for. So we take this to the other side. Right? It's method of solving linear equation. This is very easy. So this becomes 7x. When this crosses to the other side, it becomes is equal to 2. This becomes minus, right? Minus 27292 all over 27. Right? Now, 27 times 2 is what? 54. Because 54 minus 292. Everything becomes over 27 equal to 7x. Right? Now, let's continue. 54 minus 292 is equal to what? Minus 238. 54 minus 292 minus 238 over 27. Everything become equal to 7x. Any problem? Okay. Now, the next thing is to make what? X the solvent of formula. So we'll make x the solvent of formula. S is now equal to minus 238 over 27. Is it not? So when 7 crosses to the other side, this is multiplication, right? 7 times s is the same thing as 7s. So when you make s solvent of formula, it means that you are removing 7 from this side. Now, when 7, which is bounded to s by multiplication, go to the other side, it becomes what? Division. So this side now, since s is crossing to the other side, it becomes 233 over 7. It will now go to the division side, right? Is over 7. Do you understand? Like, come to this side. All right. Now, 7 going to 7. 1. 7 going to 23. 7 can go into 23. How many times? 3. Remainder 2. Right? So that 2, you add it to this 8, it becomes 28. Right? So becomes 28 here. Right? So that 7 into 28 is how many times? 7 can go into 28 4 times. So everything here becomes 34x is equal to minus 34 over 27. So our final answer is y equal to 73 over 27 and x is equal to minus 34 over 27. Take a short time to watch this. So you discover that simultaneous equation is very, very easy. What I will do is, in the next class, I will just drop some example using my digital board to solve more and more simultaneous equation. But this class explains the fundamental. It explains the fundamental. Now, after this topic, we'll be going to quadratic equation and solving more and more. In case you watch this video and you don't understand, you can comment below or rewatch it again. But make sure you comment below and I will re-explain. Thank you very much. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'm always here to teach you. God bless you.